Hey everyone, it's TH0R WAR here with the Loot Gaming. I thought we'd talk about Resident Evil 2 Remake. By now you might have seen the trailers, two of them, and the gameplay reveal. And I gotta say, Capcom exceeded all expectations, and I did not think they'd be able to. Now, leading up to release of this reveal, remember it was shown off about 3 years ago. It was the weirdest reveal that I've ever seen. It was just a flat screen TV, I think, or a poster or something with the words Resident Evil 2 on it, and a developer wearing a "We Do It" shirt, confirming that they were in fact going to undertake the remake. Now, what I wanted in the remake when it was first shown off was I wanted them to do exactly what they did with Resident Evil Remake that released on the GameCube, that's now available on Xbox and PS4, and Resident Evil Zero. That was the style I wanted, and I figured if they just did it exactly like that, it would be perfect. Now, I began to get a little worried leading up to this E3 because leaks were pouring out like crazy. People were talking about that there was an over-the-shoulder camera, that the game would be running on the Resident Evil engine, and I didn't know how I felt about that. The engine, fine. I mean, I understand that's their engine going forward, and Resident Evil 7 to me it looks amazing. The first person perspective was a little different, little not Resident Evil feeling, but once you got into it, you forgot all about that. The over the shoulder camera though, I felt, oh, once they do this, they're gonna go for more action. I almost swear by it. Not only that, but we were hearing things like it might be a PS4 exclusive because leakers were talking about 30 frames per second on a standard PlayStation 4, 60 frames per second at 4K on the PlayStation Pro. They were talking about changing the character outfits, which that one I didn't mind. I mean, if you look back at those older games, um, especially Claire, her costume is a little weird, but it's charming. It's nostalgia. But Mia's was fine. So they were talking about maybe changing the costumes, and all I could think about was, great, they're gonna put him in his Resident Evil 4 costume. Not that it's a bad costume, it's just it wouldn't fit, and they mucked everything up lately. So there's talks about the fourth survivor being held back for DLC, using clothing for DLC like they've done with the re-releases of Zero and Remake for the Xbox and PS4. It was just a lot of things that didn't sit well with me. I was real worried. I mean, they even talked about cutting the crocodile from the game, which may still be true. We don't know. But that fight is so iconic. I mean, it's so like that is nostalgia. So I'm hoping that they don't cut it, and if they don't want it to be shown or be focused on, maybe they can add it in a secret area or something. I wouldn't mind. I would like to see it back. There was talks of tofu not being around. I mean, all these great things from the game that made it special. It seemed like they wanted to just do away with it. The Part A and Part B campaigns for both Leon and Claire, they were talking about getting rid of that, and it would just be a two-part campaign. One half would be for Claire, and the other half for Leon. It was just, I don't know, man. It didn't seem like they were gonna mess it up. They're gonna try to take things, you know, to another level that I don't think would be good. To me, like walking in, I figured, you know what, they're probably gonna find a way to do a co-op campaign, and it's just gonna be Resident Evil 5, but instead of Sheva and Chris, you're Leon and Claire. But that's not what happened. What happened was they showed off the trailer, and when I say it is amazing looking, it is. The first thing that hits you when you see this game, or at least the trailer, it is very atmospheric. I mean, they nailed the feel, the design, the tension, the horror, which is the core aspect of Resident Evil horror. I know we've got some titles in there that are very action oriented, but Capcom, I don't know, man. Ooh, came up with this, but they did it. I mean, even recording this, it's a little weird to say that Capcom actually they did it. I mean, if anybody wanted to see three, it's Capcom. I mean, they showed not only are they back, but they are, they put an exclamation point on that. They just need to fix that fighting division, I think. I think if Capcom used the budget that they've been using for these games and actually used a budget for their fighting games, they'd reach a level where they're just unstoppable. Because as of right now, for me at least, they're 3 out of 4. Mega Man 11 looks amazing. Resident Evil 2 looks amazing. Devil May Cry 5, amazing. And what's the oddball in all this? Ultimate, not Ultimate, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Like, what happened, guys? But anyways, the character redesigns, they have been redesigned. And the only issue I have with their looks is not so much the design itself, but their faces. I mean, I would have preferred something closer to Dark Side Chronicles that were released back on the Wii. Because if you remember, it's a retelling of Part 2 in there. And I like the way that the models look. I mean, of course, obviously higher res, but it's probably just one of those things that takes more getting to used to. It's not Chris Redfield and Resident Evil 7 bad. I don't think they'll ever do that again. Hopefully. But yeah, very atmospheric. The game is gorgeous. I mean, wow, it's breathtaking. It's scary how beautiful it actually is. I mean, the close-up on the zombies, like when you watch the gameplay, you see like the flesh dripping off. You can see the cuts. It's wow. It's really great looking, especially when you fire off a bullet at a zombie. The reaction, the way that they receive the bullet, it's weird. It's not like it's like they stumble back just from the recoil of the bullet. There's no emotion or feeling into it, and to nail something like that is pretty spectacular. They also showed more characters in the game. Now, if you remember, Resident Evil back in the day was pretty secluded. It was pretty much just you and the zombies. Occasionally, you would, in Part 2, you would occasionally run into Claire. You would occasionally run into Sherry. But for the most part, you were alone. There were other characters that were pretty much already dead. But in this one, they seem to have side stories. Like, there is a police department. There are cops there surviving or dead. Interact with them. And it's story. It's pretty much what they did with Remake, just on a whole other level and budget. And the over-the-shoulder actually works. I was surprised that it's not. They managed to make it over the shoulder without action heavy. It's not suplexing zombies. It's not roundhouse kicking them. No, he's trying to survive. And even when he shoots them, he's terrified. Like, they nailed that whole first day on the job. Fear for my life. What did I get myself into? And it's great. I mean, they even added some things in there that make sense that may not have made sense back in the day, or maybe you didn't notice. But I might be wrong, but I believe it takes a week for the virus to take effect. So to explain this in the game, it was I told Leon to take an extra week off, I believe, or to come in a week later. And that's why he shows up and everything's pretty much already happened, as opposed to him being around as it begins. And stuff like that, maybe you don't really remember back in the day, but
thanks.
It was nice that they added that. It's a nice little reward for the fans of the series who have been around since the beginning.
There was another off strike. I couldn't.
But yeah, I'm just can't believe that they actually did it. Resident Evil 7, there's a lot of assets from that game in this, like inventory management. There's one scene that's very similar. If you remember Resident Evil 7, there's a box that you gotta cut the tape off. They have that in this. It doesn't bother me. It's understandable that they have reused assets. It makes sense. It works. It's not like
last week and I got a call to stay away.
they shoehorned it in there because it makes sense.
You're here now, Leon.
It works.
That's all that matters.
You know, they took what works and they added in.
Okay, Lieutenant, I'm ready.
What I want to know
Hopefully we'll be
is
able to find a way out of this station.
when I saw the gameplay and everything, I was like,
he thought this
I want
passageway might do the
Resident
trick.
Evil 3 like this. That's, to me, that's, if it's not my favorite of all time, it's one of my favorite ones of the entire franchise. And Resident Evil is one of my favorite series.
I'm giving you an order.
Part 3 to me was the best one because, yes, it had a little more action-oriented things, but you also had that horror aspect to it. And to me, as a kid, you know, explaining it, the most intimidating thing was having Nemesis pursue you relentlessly. And, you know, back in the day, you had those narrow pathways and walkways that he would show up, he would lunge across the screen and try to punch you. You fought him multiple times. And Jill being my favorite protagonist out of the cast, I would love to see them take that version. And instead of doing it like Remake, like I originally wanted it, I would love to see them do it in this way. Because Capcom has shown that, hey, we can do it. Like he just said, we do it. Yeah, they did it. They nailed it. They hit it out of the park. Another thing that I liked was the way that the game was announced. Now, at first, I didn't like it because it was like, you know, we're doing it, and then you as a fan is in the dark for years, and then they come out with a trailer, and the game launches early next year, January. That to me is the best way to announce a game, I think, nowadays. You show it off when it's ready, and then you put off a release date. If you saw the Bethesda E3 conference, that they did something similar. They showed a teaser of Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6, and then to let you know that they're making it. And we're probably not going to see it again until it's close to being released. And I can respect that, you know. I'm glad that they, you know, I'm glad now that they went this route. It would have been better than, say, and, you know, I hate to bash on them, but Sony does have the bad habit of showing games too early. I mean, how long have we seen Days Gone and the game's still not out yet? And I can't wait for that game. So I hope more developers adopt this sort of approach to releasing games. But anyways, yeah, I just want to know what you guys think. You like the new over-the-shoulder Resident Evil? Did you want it more like Remake? Did you see anything you didn't like? You know, comment down below. Let us know. And once we get more information on this game, we find more gameplay, we'll try to bring it to you as soon as possible. Just remember to stick with the new gaming for all your gaming news and reviews, walkthroughs, and playthroughs. Visit the site. Check us out. Give us a shot. We're a small group of freelance writers who have started our own website, and we're trying to provide gamers everywhere with an outlet that focuses on gaming, not all the other nonsense that these bigger sites seem to be focusing on. It's just the game and the gamer. So follow us on social media, give us a chance, give us a shot, show us where we can improve, and join the team, join the family. Let us know what you think down below. Until next time, guys.